Hey everybody, at the end of the video, I'm going to tell you that we're going to decorate the journal together, and it doesn't work out that way because I do a lot of decorating and apparently I wasn't filming, so I went ahead and finished it. But if you hang on till the end of the video, then I will do a flip through of the journal finished, and it's in this little bag. So stay tuned and you'll see that at the end. Sorry. Hi everybody. Hope everyone's doing okay. This is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I'm here with a little kind of tutorial. I'm sorry that I hadn't gotten back on to do the tutorial. I've had a lot of things going on, and I just kind of felt like I needed to just get some journals done that I was in the middle of finishing. That took a lot of time in addition to dealing with all the other stuff going on. So I didn't get to do that part, but I'm going to try and get on probably every other day to get us through Christmas. And I'm not going to stop doing Christmas because I am trying to get things done that I had started before, and I'm going to just, get those finished. And the ones that go in my Etsy shop, if they sell, they sell. It doesn't really matter. I'll have them for next year. But the ones that things that I'm doing with you, I'm trying to make them kind of short, little projects that if you want to make gifts and things, a week before Christmas, you can get it done. It's not going to be that big of a deal. So they don't take that long. Of course, it takes longer for me to explain it and do it than, if you were on your own. And once you do one, you're on, you can just kind of assembly line them. This is what we did in my last video, and this is the one that we did together, and I never decorated it. And I probably will decorate this and then show you how it looks. But we were using these little dealies here, and I did find. Remember, I told you I thought I had saved some, that I didn't rust, and this is how they look not rusted. So they're like this, and then this goes on like that. Oh, this one doesn't, oh, there it is. And you get quite a few in I don't know, what does it say? You get, in this set, 50, which, it's quite a few. And then they go down like this and slide. And I rusted mine, and these rust very, very well. I do know that, different types of metal won't rust, because I had a hard time finding some paper clips that would rust. By the way, this brand, they rusted very easily. So I had gone through, I don't even know how many things of paper clips trying to rust them, and they were not rusting. So anyway, that brand does rust. And I will again link my video on how to rust things. I had been doing a little different. I used to soak things in vinegar first and then do it. Well, now I do a quarter vinegar, a quarter peroxide, actually probably a third vinegar, a third peroxide. And then I put, I'm not going to say a third, but about a good chunk of salt in there. And I just usually put the stuff in a jar or a tub or something, and I let it just sit overnight. And a lot of times, overnight's too long. And it rusts things up really well. So, if you want that rusty look like I did mine the last time, I just like how it looks more vintage. And if you like to do your paper clips, as I said, what is this brand? ACCO. And I got these off of Amazon, and I got this off of Amazon, Office Mate prong fasteners. And there's some that are bigger, but I I guess you could get bigger ones, you know, if you wanted them for this. I mean, you technically could put 2 of them in here, though, if you wanted to. But what I do is I just kind of glue these. Like, I didn't put glue here. I should have, but you can put glue on each, right down here, and just on this section. And it kind of does the same thing. And, you know, you're not putting a lot of pages in there, so... And honestly, this does hold very well. So it's a, I mean, if you're not making a huge journal, but it works really well. Anyway, we're not going to mess with this today, but we're going to do something similar, only with a smaller journal. And I'm going to just kind of go through it, assuming you watched my other video. So I'm not going to go as slow, but okay, what we're going to use this time for the basis is, this is a regular lunch bag, and this one, and of course you can adapt this to whatever bags you have. I mean, okay, so I think this is like a standard size. It may be a little bigger, but I do know that I got these in the grocery store. I did not get them in the craft section, you know, where you can, I'm pretty sure I got them at Walmart, you know, where you can buy just grocery bag. Okay, so let's see. That was 6, so this is about 12 inches, okay, by 6 inches this way, okay? And the difference, we were using all of these flat bags last time, and all we really did on those is we folded them in half, okay? And this one we didn't fold in half. This one we put upright, but, and this one we put upright, but this is just, that's how we made our pages with that, okay? And this we had up, it's a pocket there. Okay, so anyway, that's what we did with those. Now, we didn't use any bags like this, but this time we're going to use a combination of both. And let's see, where's the other bag? You can use a large, oops, I'm losing this here. A large bag like this, or you can go, there's one size down. What is this size? I forgot. And I think you can get these in the grocery store too. I think there's just different sizes, you know. Let's see, what is the one that I used on this one? I'm losing all my pieces here to this thing that I already cut out because I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing. I mean, you can use a smaller size, what I'm saying, okay? Now, what I did with this particular project is I used, oh, I lost something here, a combination of bags, okay? And let's see what I did here. Where's my other bags? I used just whatever I had on hand because I wanted it to have just a look of having different bags, okay? So I used this really large bag. I used the next size down. I had this bag and then this one, and then this one, I think. And did I use another one? I might have used another little lunch bag like this that I had, okay? But it's really all dependent upon what you have and what you want to use. But the basis or the outside of the bag is the larger bag, okay? And on the other project that we did the smaller bag showing up front, okay? On this one, the smaller bags are going to be inside the journal, okay? That's kind of the difference. So what you're going to do, and also too, papers. I used a combination of coffee dyed papers, and then I have some other ones here that I'm going to show you how to insert so that you can figure this all out. Okay, so the other thing that you can use is, I like to, on the cover, to put something inside the bag or even on the outside to make the cover a little stiffer. But you don't have to. I mean, it's up to you. You can use corrugated cardboard on the outside. Whatever it is that you want to do that will make it a little stiffer so that when you're done, it's, you know, it feels more like a book. Okay, so the way that I prepared these, let me get them all in order here. I am missing pieces. Okay. What you're going to do is you will take your bag, your big bag like this, and you will see that when you open up this bag, you've got this little part down here. Now, I have done a paper bag journal before where I leave that on, and there are some that I do that. But on this one, we're not going to do that. We are going to cut right on that line. There should be a line right there where this part is. So then you would just take your whatever cutter you have, or you can use your scissors if you can cut straight. I can't cut straight, so. And I just took it and put it in my cutter right on that line. And then I just cut it right there. Okay, and then I'm not going to use this. I threw it away. Okay, and all of my bags that are those type of bags that I'm using in this journal, I did the exact same thing. I think I had a smaller one too. Where'd the smaller one go? So you're going to do that on this one. So this is just a little smaller size. And I think I only did 2 of those type of bags, but I have more that I could put in there, that's for sure. But I'm trying to make this kind of an easy little project that you can give, like maybe in Happy Mail or in a gift, or, you know. And honestly, they don't have to be Christmassy. They could be whatever kind. But I'm doing that now just for... I cut that little crooked. So anyway, then you've got this bag, and let's see. And then we use this one, and the only thing you have to do on that is you have to open up this end, because obviously here's your bag here. So you're going to open up that end, and I think I used pinking shears on that. Yeah, I think I did. I don't remember now at this point, but I just kind of used my pinking shears because I wanted that look on that end. So I just took it and just trimmed off the very edge so it would be open. Okay, so that's what I did on these. Let's see where the other one go that I had that I was going to use. These 2 over here. Yeah, okay. I don't think I used that little small one. No, I did not. So I've got this one here that I've already opened up, and then I just have to do this one. And you do not have to open these up if you don't want to. You could, you know, leave them shut and just decorate the outside and not have that pocket. But I do it because it gives you a lot of little places to put things. So, okay, so that's opened up. This one is opened up. I think I already opened it up. That's the deal. So that's opened up. And that's opened up. And then we cut these 2. And I have another one right here too that we could do that too. This is a smaller one. Could do the same thing with that. I don't think I put that in the big one, but okay. And then we would fold that in half, okay? I don't think I did one that small in the journal that I did, but you get the picture. So if it's one of these lunch type bags, you cut off that little square piece. And if it's one of these flat bags, you're just going to open up the sides, okay? Then the next thing you're going to do after that, put these all over here. On your lunch bags, what you're going to do is you're going to take them and fold them in half. So you want to fold them to where this part and that part meet together. Use your bone folder or whatever you have to kind of make sure that they stay together. And I think, you know what, on those I probably cut them with my pinking shears too when I think about it. But it doesn't matter. I mean, you could do that now if you want to or not. But anyway, you kind of want to make, oh, see, I keep cutting it, doing it crooked, but yeah, okay. It's not the end of the world if you do, but you do want them kind of even. Okay, so that is basically, that is going to be the front and back of your journal. And then this is going to go inside your journal because it's the smaller one. All right, and we're going to fold that. Okay, and then this one, we're going to make sure it's folded in half. Now this one's probably smaller than I would use. I don't know if I might not use this one. And then these are your other bags that didn't have a little square piece, but you're going to fold all those in half. Make sure that they're all, you know, pretty close. I mean, now on these, I always folded them to this, where this opening is, because technically that's in half. That's just part of the opening. But you could do it either way. It doesn't really matter. It's just not going to matter. Because this is going to be a very... I wouldn't really say, well, maybe grungy, shabby type thing. Okay, so, all right. So now that you've got all these folded, if you want paper in this journal, just pages, then you would cut your pages to fit inside your largest bag, okay? And on mine, I think it was 10 by 6, because when you fold it in half, it becomes the right size. So I think that was it, right? Let me see. It might be a little big. That's about right. Okay, so I cut coffee dyed paper, and I have different kinds of paper in it. And I'm just going to fold them in half. Okay. Fold them all in half that I'm going to put in there. And I think I'm going to put a total of like 8 pages or something in there, which will be, you know, I don't know. I have to look and see how many I already did, because I don't remember. You put however many you want. You can't obviously put a ton because it's not a big journal, but let's see. All right, let's look at what I have. And I'm going to actually not punch all the holes out. I'm just going to do a couple of them, and then you guys see what I did. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is you're going to mark your bag. But what I like to do, let me find my small scoreboard if I can find it, is I like to score these at a 1/4 inch, just so that I know where I need to have it. And let's see if I can maybe, where'd my other scoring tool go? Here it is. Okay. I like to score it right at a 1/4 inch. So, let's see, or 3/4, I'm sorry. Not a 1/4, 3/4. And I just take it and I score each one of these. Okay, so then I have that line there. And I will go through every single one. And I'll just kind of score it at 3/4. Okay, and I go all the way through all of them. And it's really just to give me that line so I know kind of where I need to put my little holes in. So I just do that all the way across. Okay, so I do that to all the bags basically. And also you can do that to your papers, and that helps you there too, but you don't have to. I mean, it does help you figure out where you want to put things. So I'm just doing everything at 3/4. You could stack them together too if you want to. Now, I cut all these. You could tear these. You could make them look a lot rougher, you know, a lot more grungy than I'm doing it, but that's what you could do. Okay, so anyway, after you score everything, what you want to do is, let me do it on one that you can really see. You want to, here's your 3/4 score area. You want to kind of eyeball it, or you can find the middle. Let's see, if we found the middle of this, it would be, here's 0, and there's 3 and 3. They're right on the line. So it's exactly 6 inches. So this is the middle right here. Okay. So what you would do, what you would do then is kind of just, you know, if you want to measure to make sure that that's exactly in the middle, you could just take this, and that's your 0, and then you should have equal on each side, and I don't, so that means I have to move that over a little bit. Okay, that goes right there. So probably right here is the middle. Okay. You can do that, or you can eyeball it, however you want to do it. And then you would, I tried to put my holes. That's one reason I do the 3/4 line, is I like to put them, you know, to where this thing is in the middle. I don't want it all the way to the side here or all the way over here. I want it pretty much in the middle of that 3/4, okay? And I just kind of eyeball that. So anyway, after you do that, then you're just going to take your hole punch, and you're going to punch holes. Let me get my regular hole punch out. Okay, I just use a regular hole punch, or you can use your crock dot. You can use, I actually have a punch thing that I can set it and not have to go in on every single one. Okay, and then you're going to just go through and punch your holes. And I did that on all these ones that I'm using. I haven't done it on these papers, so I'm going to do that on them real quick. So make sure I get this in here in the right spot. You can measure it with that. You can measure it where you want it in here. I am just going to put my paper in here and see where I want it. Okay. And I can tell it's not in there all the way. All right, so, and I'm going to actually put several pieces in there together, so I don't have to do it multiple times. I think I can get 3 pretty easily. I know I could on my regular hole punch thing, but yeah, that easily punches them. And I didn't exactly center this, so that probably wasn't real swift, but I could have done it over here a little bit more, but I think they'll be okay. They're close enough. And I guess, oh, I only had 2 of those. I thought I had more. Let me just mark those. Oh, that needs to go down a little bit. And so really, this is pretty easy. You're just going to mark your holes and then go through and punch, and then you'll have a place to put your little thing through. Okay, so now I am going to, let me see. I may have to punch that out a little bit more just to get it where I want it, especially just on this one. It'll be okay because it'll all be hidden. You will not see it. Okay, now I have all these cut out and I'm going to put it together. And it's pretty easy. That's why I'm saying if you decided you wanted to make a bunch of these, you just assembly line it and, you know, you would have it done in no time. All right, I had already done this and I took it apart so that I could show you how I put it together. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces. And then I don't remember how many of these pieces. I thought I had 4 of those too. So now the other thing that, oh, this one has a rip, so I'll just use that one then. Not really a rip, just kind of a little tear. Okay, so one of the things that I did that I kind of liked is I took, this is my outside one, this is going to be your cover, and I got a couple pieces of chipboard, and it's not super thick chipboard, it's just, I mean, you could use a cereal box or anything like that, and I cut it to where these pieces would fit right in the top right here. Okay, so, but you don't want it to go all the way back to that line. You want it to stop before your 3/4. So you would just measure from here to here, here to here, and cut a little smaller because you just want it to fit inside there. And what that will do is it will make this a little stiffer. So it will be like more like a, you know, like a cover. And like you could just use part of a cereal box or whatever. I had that and they were almost cut to the perfect size. So I cut it a tiny bit, but I must have done something that used that. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue in here because this is just there for structure. Now you could put something on the outside that's stiff, like on your cover, and I might still do that. And that would also work too. You don't have to do anything on the inside. And you can skip this part if you want to, but I just kind of feel like it makes it a little bit stiffer. So you want to make sure it's not going past that mark. And then that is one part right there. And I'll probably make that the back because it has a little seam thing here, but it doesn't matter because even in the front, we're going to cover it up anyway. So, and then I'll do this in the front. And like I said, you could just use a little bit of cardboard. You could just use cardstock too. You don't have to do anything as stiff as this. But I happen to have this just kind of sitting there. It was almost like it was calling for it. So, I don't know. Okay, I know it fits because I had it in there, so let's see. Yeah. All right, so before the glue dries, it's just kind of, there we go. And again, you don't want it to go, like this one's gone a little bit too far. I got to pull it back out before it dries on there. Okay. And you don't really want it to show on the other side either, so that's kind of the trick. Okay, so anyway, that is where you're just doing this so that you have kind of a stiff cover, okay? So, I'm going to do this, and that kind of sticks it together. Okay, so once you get all of your holes put in, and your papers where you want them, I use something kind of long just to kind of go through and so I can find, you're not punching a new hole. You're just kind of lining your holes up on here. Oop, one fell out. Hold on. Gotta put that on. And you've got to get both sides on there. See where I have that here? So you just kind of fold that over. You should be able to find it pretty easy because it's, you know, they're big holes. It's not like you're trying to thread it. You're just trying to, if you line up your paper well, you should be able to anyway. I just have my paper going all over the place. So basically you're just going to get both your holes in there so that you can put your prong through there. I mean, you could just put this right on the prong, but I find that if you're doing this, it's not that hard to do it once you get it all lined up. There we go. Ooh, okay. All right, so now we've got that hole. That's where we're going to put a prong. Okay. Oh, I think this is upside down. Oh, shoot. All right, well, let's take it out. Move that. It goes like that. All right. Okay, let me try it again. I had one of my bags upside down. If the holes are off a little bit, it'll make it look kind of lopsided, so, okay. Okay, once you get your holes all punched in there, then you want to get your papers where you want them, and then just kind of use something long so that you can just find your holes all the way through. You're not punching a new hole, you're just kind of lining everything up. You can just put them on there if you want to. It doesn't really matter. Just, you want to get that one hole through there, leaving everything in the order that they're in, and you're only going through on the one side. Okay? And that's how I do it. And let's see, wait a minute. I didn't put that little bag, has to go somewhere. That looks upside down. I think that's supposed to go that way. Yeah, okay. And then this goes on here. And then, see, this is the one side. And then I start, it should line up pretty well the other way. Okay, and then you should be able to get it going through there pretty easily to where you should see the other side of the hole if you have your holes lined up. Okay, here we go. Ugh, I am not lining it up good. Okay. Okay, once you get all your holes lined up or punched out, you want to line them all up. Make sure they're all in the same direction or in the same spot, because your paper will slide around and will move. I mean, you could pin them together or clip them like you do when you sew in a signature, but they're big holes, so it's not that hard to find. Once you get one lined up, see, this is going to go all the way through like that. Okay, so there's your one hole like that. So it's going all the way through. Oh, that means this paper's in upside down. If you have paper sticking out, you probably have some papers upside down. Okay. So that goes that way. And that probably goes that way. That goes that way. Let's see. Yeah. All right, so once you get your holes all punched in and everything, okay, once you get all your holes punched in, then you want to line up your holes so you can put your prong on there, okay? And the easiest way I find to do that is to, hope that's not upside down. Is it? No, I think we're good. Is I take something kind of long, anything. You're not punching a hole through it, but what you're doing is you're just trying to get all the holes on both sides lined up together. And you can just kind of flip them on through there if you want to. Usually you don't have to. Usually once you get one side, the other side lines up. And then you just have your long thing there. And that just keeps the holes, you know, all in the same spot from your papers moving around. And I take that out and I put my let's see, this is the back. So I'm going to put that in there. And these are kind of flimsy, so you have to kind of push it in there. And then the other one, you may have to fiddle with it a little bit to get the holes lined up, but they should be pretty close. Because once you get the one in there, the other one should be really close. Okay, let's see. You know, just your paper might move around a little, so you may have to jiggle them a little bit to get them where you want them. Getting them all. Okay, there we go. So there is your other hole. And I'm not making a hole. I'm just lining them up, okay? So then I'm going to go ahead and put this other side through. Okay, why is this one not wanting to go through? Okay, there we go. It's just bent a little bit. That's okay. Not a big deal. It's going to bend anyway. That's what you have to do to it when you get done. Okay, so now you've got your, and this one will stick out a little because this bag's a little bit bigger. And so you've got it all in there. You kind of smush them all down. And then you're going to take the top of your prong and you're going to put that on there. Smush it down, you know, as flat as you can. And then just fold it over. Get that down as far as you can. You might want to smush it a little. Get it all down. And then just put that over it. Okay, and that holds it all in. And then do this one. Yeah. You don't want to do much more pages than what we did, so you might want to do actually a little less, but the less pages the easier, but it'll still work. Anyway, so that is the basics of our little book, okay? And so that is what we've made with the prongs, okay? And it's similar to what we did before, only this time, and you might want to go through and do that, and it makes the pages turn a little bit easier both ways, you know, if you want to do that. And then, all right, so that is our basics of our book. And after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I think I'm going to make this kind of neutral is what my goal is I'm going to try and put just kind of neutral colors on it. And I picked out stuff that I already had, that I already have cut out. I decided I wasn't going to print anything else off. I was going to just kind of go through my stuff, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to go ahead and decorate it with kind of just neutral things, okay? These tags I've already kind of cut out. And my main thing that I want to do with these is I went through all of my neutral kind of backgrounds, and I'm going to use some of that to decorate this with. I have the gold here. This is just all different kind of things that are, you know, they're all kind of neutral. And I'm going to keep it that way. And here's even some coffee dyed paper, some other papers. And I'm going to use that to kind of decorate my journal. Okay, that's how I'm going to put it all together. It's just with neutral things. And I'm going to use... I even had this paper too. I might not use it because it's a little bit too gray. I'm kind of keeping it in the golden type tones, but I may use some of it. And then I went through and I picked out all of my just different types of ephemera that are all neutral that I can decorate. I'm not going to obviously put all that in there. And then I'm going to just pick out some things for the outside that I may want to use. Like I was thinking about putting a burlap over here. And then I'm put some different lace and things like that. And anyway, so I'm going to use, you know, a lot of neutral. The only color that I'm going to put in there is probably gold. And that's because these papers that I'm using in there have like a gold in them. I don't know how. Let me show you. It's supposed to look like gold, like stars and things like that. And this is from Vintage by Me. And it's just a lot of different, different things that I'm going to use for that. And I'm going to just use that in different brown tones and things like that. And I haven't 100% figured out how I'm going to do things and where I'm going to put things. But I have decided that that's what I'm going to do. And that is how I'm going to decorate it. And I'm going to use like a lot of browns and maybe some gold bling. I think I have some little stars I might put on there. And that's what I'm going to do next time is I'm just going to decorate. And what I'll do is I'll figure out what I'm going to do. I may do some things ahead of time and kind of show you what I did. So that's probably what we're going to do next time is the decorating, because we obviously are not going to have time to do all of it together. I probably will do a little bit of it with you and then show you the finished product next time. I don't want it to be more than 2 videos because I have like 4 other things I want to do together. And if I make this video, you know, more than 2, then we won't be able to get to the other stuff. Okay, so anyway, thanks for joining me. And then next time, we'll do some decorating together, and you guys can also see the finished product. Okay, so we'll see you again next time. Guys, I told you I'd be back. Anyway, I am here to go ahead and do the flip through of our little paper bag journal that we made together. And I just wanted to show you everything that I did with it. I did make this little bag, and this is, the journal fits in it along with this little insert that I made. And it's a burlap bag that I just put some different trims on it. Some of them are vintage, some of them are not. And then I put some gold ribbon here with some eyelash trim, some lace, and then I put some more of these little pearly, I would say it's kind of a champagne gold color on the end, just to kind of make it all kind of go together. And then I made this, I guess I would call it just a paper holder thing out of an envelope that came with this little kit. And this was from Vintage by Me. And most of these little pieces you'll see in here are by them. And it's really kind of a sepia tone, and these little stars are supposed to be gold. So I kind of went with sepia tone and gold and the brown paper bag, and I didn't add any other color to it. So that's kind of the theme that I used. But on our prong fastener, what I did is I took this envelope that came with it and I printed it on cardstock, and I went ahead and decorated it with a doily and just this vintage music paper, and then it says Christmas wishes, because to me that's what you could have in there is your, maybe your Christmas list, or you know, other things that you want for Christmas or something. Anyway, I put one of these metal corner things on there because I have a magnet under there so it shuts. And anyway, this is the prong fastener I put in the middle. And the cool thing about that is that this is refillable. So that means you would just open this up and pop some more paper on there, and you would have, you know, more paper. And I put a little piece of a doily on there to kind of cover where I put the magnet, just as a decoration also. And that's it. So that comes with it also. Anyway, this is the journal and how I decorated it. And I'm sorry that I didn't get to record all that, but somehow it just wasn't recording when I thought it was recording. And I don't think it stopped recording. I think I never started it to record. So that was the issue. So here I was just going along, and you guys weren't along for the ride, but that's okay because it took me way longer than I thought. I couldn't have done it within the period of time that we were going to do it. So I'm just going to go and try and show you the journal and what I did to it. Anyway, this is the journal as we made it, and I just decorated. That's the only thing did. I made a couple changes, and I'll tell you what they are. Okay, the front, basically, all I did is I put some patty pockets on there, and that's Patricia Viramonte's. I don't know what solution it is. I do think it's a glue, but it's not a real strong glue. It has kind of a gluey thing, but it really is just kind of a stain, and it works really well for just, you know, vintaging things up, but it's also kind of a sealer. And so I did that on the front and the back. Okay, and then I put some corrugated cardboard on there. And what I did on that is I used some texture paste and some sticky embossing with a little bit of kind of a mica flakes on there. And then I put also some glittered embossing on top of it just to give it a little bit of a snowy effect in the back. And you can barely see it because I covered most of it up anyway. But there's also some lace underneath here, and then some vintage music paper that I also put the patty pockets on. And then also there is some, I don't know, that, you know, that's kind of gauzy stuff in the back. And then here's part of a foil doily that I kind of broke up. I didn't want it to be just perfect. I did this kind of, I wouldn't say it's grungy. I would say more shabby than grungy. I wanted it to look a little bit, you know, like it's been around for a while and kind of lacy, and maybe it's been passed on a bit. This is part of a snowflake insert. It's like a doily. I think it's a centerpiece thing for a table, and I cut it out because I thought it looked like a snowflake, and then I put a mother of pearl button in the middle of it. Up here I have a star, but I have it on top of a piece of vintage doily, and then the star and another piece of doily and another mother of pearl button. I wanted you to see the star, but I didn't want it to be super prominent, so that's what I did. I put the Merry Christmas up here, and it has a little bit of gold around it. I popped it up a little bit, made it a little bit higher so you could see it, and it would kind of coordinate with this. And then I put some gold around it and a little bit of glitter stuff on top of it. Not overly glitter, but anyway, around the edge of this front here, there's this beautiful picture of these two kids. Looks like Victorian. Everything in here is kind of Victorian era. That's kind of what I was trying to accomplish. And they're playing the piano, and you can see a Christmas tree behind there with the candles in it. I don't know, if somehow I just really love that picture. It just kind of, I wanted it to look like you're looking in a window. Okay, kind of a deal. But anyway, I put these little pearls on here, and then there's lace behind, several layers of lace and trim, just to kind of make it look like it's kind of decorated, but not perfectly because it's old. Anyway, I have one of my little rusty, tiny safety pins on here with a few little gold beads on it, just for looks. And also it keeps these two seam binding ribbons together, so you know which ones go where, the front or the back or whatever. I put the closure on, and the way I did it is I just put it through the prong fastener in the back. Real easy. You can take it off if you don't want it. It's, you know, it's removable, but I left it to where when you do it, it doesn't get lost. I always lose them. The back of this journal has decorated too. I mean, I think it's just as cute as the front, but it has this little girl with a snowball, and then the 25, and then it has this piece of vintage tablecloth, and then mother of pearl button on here. And then up here it has just a Christmas greeting, and I've kind of popped that up so it's prominent. It's put on a piece of copied of vintage Victorian advertising. And then it has some more of that foil doily over here. And anyway, it also has a little tuck spot here, and I'll show you that. The way that I also did this is remember this is it's a paper bag, and so you have an opening here and an opening here. I did it to where I have the journaling card peeking through here so that it's part of the decoration on the front and it's part of the decoration on the back, so you can kind of see it. But it also, you know, you have layers of lace on this side and that side. So here you go. I'm going to open it up, and it is just held with this seam binding, and it is stuffed, but it's amazing how much this little journal holds. Also, I have all of the little tags sticking out of the front, so you'd have that. But anyway, here you can see that better right there. And then you have this over here, and it's got the little lace and trim on that you could see, and then on the other side also. So it's just kind of a cute little way to decorate it. And here's the little journaling card that's in the back, and it's just this little girl, and you can certainly journal. So I put that in there just to have it like peeking out of the side like that. I thought that looked kind of cute. Anyway, let me open it up, and then you can see this journaling card. That's the back of it. Here's the front, and it's decorated on both sides so that on this side it also shows too. But here it's a mother and daughter, and it's got some more of that gold. And the colors in this are all kind of sepia toned, you know, black and white, you know, monotone, but, you know, pops of gold here and there. And I've got this front pocket decorated with some, just some trim that has some flowers, and then I put a few of those pearl, I would say it's kind of a champagne gold color. Anyway, here's some tags. This just has Silent Night on it. This is one I made that has just some lace on here, and then it has a gold doily on it. And then this is some trim that I had that I thought looked like wings, so I put that behind this little Tim Holtz girl, and I guess she's in her nightgown, so I thought it looked kind of like an angel. And then just some trim and some eyelash trim in there, and up here also, and it's backed. And then there's another tag in there, and then this one is this has just some stenciling that I did with texture paste, and then on top of that I put a little bit of gold on there. And then this has part of a doily, and just some trim here, and a little flower there, and then a little gold ribbon on top. So that is that, and they all get tucked right in here. So be surprised how much this journal holds. It's quite shocking for a little thing. I don't know if I told you it has 50 pages, and it's 6 by 5, is it? Oh, I don't know if it's 5, is it? Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, if you count all the way back there, 6. Is it 6? Not quite 6. Almost 6. But just right at it. Anyway, so there is 50 pages in here, and that includes all the little bags. So you could definitely use this for a December daily if you wanted to, because there's enough pages in it. So anyway, there's the pages. And what I did differently is I tore these pages because I wanted it to be a little bit more shabby. That's really all I did. And then I added a couple little kind of notebook coffee dyed papers that were had lines on them. I wanted a variation of size. Anyway, so that's them. There's just different papers. So, and then I put this piece of library card here, and this is on one of the bags, and that figured you could write on that. And then here is a journaling card with this little girl and Christmas tree. It says 'tis the season. And I did a lot of sewing on just the journaling cards and stuff. Okay, and then I did this here's one tag that goes in the front, and there's one that goes in the next pocket, and then there's another pocket in the back with this little girl. And what this is this is one of those silverware things, you know, the paper ones that you get in a restaurant. And I just kind of folded the bottom up and made a couple pockets in here, and then one back there, just to kind of, I mean, and you could have made another pocket on the side if you wanted to, but this journal was getting kind of full for a little tiny journal, so I wanted to make sure that I didn't bulk it up too much. And this is the Tim Holtz girl that I put just a tea bag and some corrugated cardboard and some, what do you call it, gauze stuff, and just kind of decorated it up a little bit. Okay, there's a front pocket. It's kind of hard to get to when you're doing it upside down, so there we go. So anyway, there's 3 pockets there, and then here's some more pages to write on, and that's what I put in extra, and I purposely put it in kind of crooked and torn, guys. That's the idea. That was my effort to make it that way, in case people are thinking I did it accidentally. Okay, and then this is just a lace with some seam binding sewn on, some ribbon, and in it there's a glassine bag, and it is holding this little journaling card with this little girl. Put that in there. So that goes there. Oh, and behind it I just decorated it with some piece of a letter on there. So this is another one of our bags, and we have this journaling card in there that I decorated. Okay, and then on this side I put this little pocket, and there's a journaling card in there. And this cute little Tim Holtz girl here, I decorated the front with that. And this is vintage, not real vintage, but a copy of the vintage advertising. And then there's these 2 little tickets in there. That in the side. And then we have some more pages. And here's another one of our bags. And see, you could write on that also. I mean, I left these plain, a couple of these plain ones blank. I think I did on the other side too. Did I? I don't remember. I'll have to wait and see. I put this envelope in there that I decorated. It's got this mother of pearl button and just some eyelash trim and a piece of vintage doily. And the front has this Camille Faithful on it. And on the inside, I think it just has a little journaling card in there. So I will put that back in here. And of course, you can journal or decorate that or do whatever. There's some more of the lined paper. This is the middle of the signature, which is the middle of the book. You can only ever have one signature in these books. So if you watched how we made it, you'll get that. Anyway, I put this doily on there because I figured you could write on here, and plus it decorated it. This side, these 2 sides I left blank. And I did put a piece of cardstock in there just to make it a little stiffer in the middle. I wanted it just a little bit stiffer. And here's some more of those little tickets that you could use to decorate. And I put them in there. And on this side, I have another little journaling card that you could certainly write on. Some more of the lined paper, and then this is the other bag. Yeah, see, you can write on that. You can write on this, and I put one of my little rusty paper clips here, and another little envelope that I thought went with it really well, and it has a little journaling card in there. I think that's from a Project Life card, and I just put that on there just so you can see it. Okay, here are some more little papers, and I like the variation in the paper. I think it's really cool, but it all has that kind of sepia tone look. I think that tone, it was actually harder to do that than I thought it would be. It was really, I hadn't ever done one like that. I really, really like it, and I'm going to do more like that. I like how it looks. I think it really looks cool. But it was harder to do that than I thought it was going to be. Anyway, here is, I think this is just embossed paper that I tore, and I put it on this coffee dyed vellum pocket, or, you know, bag, I guess. And then I just took this little pine cone and put some gold around it, and then I put some gold around here, and then there's a tag in there, and it has a little gold ribbon. I thought it went together really well. Here's another one of our bags, and in here we have this journaling card that's on this burlap. I wanted to bring some of the burlap in. I didn't want to do too much because I really was trying to do shabby more than anything else. And then these little girl and little boy with their little Victorian tree. It's just amazing how they put candles on the tree. I guess, you know, they probably watched it carefully, I assume. Anyway, and it says a Christmas greeting, and you can certainly write on the back. So that goes in there. And then on the other side of it, I made a belly band out of those tickets, and I put this December on here, and this just has Silent Night on there in this little journaling card. And of course you can write in the middle of that. And then some more of that paper, more paper. This is one side of the bigger bag that was advertising, and I went ahead and put this paper on there, and yes, it's crooked. I did that on purpose. I know people are like, she put it on crooked. No, I did it on purpose. And then inside there's a journaling card with this cute little girl holding her dolly and the Christmas tree behind her that says Noel. And I'll put that in there. On this side of the bag, I made, this is a library pocket, and I put texture paste on here in a brick form, and it was kind of a brownish tinged paper or texture paste, and then I put patty pockets on top of it to vintage it up a little more, and then I added some gold paste on there, gold wax on there, and I put a star. It's the same as the star that's in the front, but I didn't put a button or anything on it. I just put some eyelash trim underneath it to shabby it up a little, and then this Silent Night, and I put some gold kind of around it. And here is what is in it. So there's the pocket, and I've got this little postcard that I put this picture of this boy and girl sledding, and it looks like the same Victorian. I think this probably was a card. It says a Happy Christmas, and I put that in there, and I'll put that. This is another little journaling card, and another little journaling card. These are all Christmas scenes if you can't make out what they are. They're kind of hard to see, I know. And they had just little lace and stuff. And here's some more pages to write on. And in the very back, this is the back page. And again, I did put chipboard on here. So it's kind of, it feels like a book, but it looks like a paper bag because I did put some on the inside. Here is an envelope that you could put whatever you wanted in there. If this is a gift, and it just has some more journaling card in there. So put that back in here, and it's all decorated up a little bit. And then this is just the belly band that I made that goes in there, and there's some vintage music paper behind that. It's just got the little pearls on there and some ribbon and some other lace. And there we go. And then, see, that's what I'm talking about. This kind of pokes out a little bit here, and it does that in the front too. So this is the last journaling card, and it just says, this is the vintage advertising behind this. It's got a doily, and then this little boy holding up this one sign next to a sled, and you've got your lace and trim on each side, so it does decorate the page, so it goes right in there. And the other side is the back, and that's it. That is the whole thing. anyway, I am going to put this in my Etsy shop. I wasn't going to sell it at first because I really like it. Anyway, but I already have a December daily, and I don't know. But this was so fun to make, and it didn't take that long, guys. You saw me make it with you, and now the decorating took about 3 times as long for me. It takes me forever to make up my mind. It's not that there's a lot, but if you were going to make several of them and you kind of get what you're going to do, you've already decided on the decorating, you know, once you've done one, it would go really, really fast. And it'd be just, I think, a cute gift to give somebody. But anyway, that is a little paper bag journal, and it does fit in here. I know you probably think it doesn't, but it does. Thank you for watching, and I'm sorry it took me so long, and I will get back with the next tutorial quicker, I promise. Just got a lot of things going on right now, so I appreciate it, and I'll see you guys again soon.